The sea that morning had been as peaceful as a mirror. Gentle ripples lapped against the sides of the boat. Sunlight shimmered on the water. The disciples were smiling, laughing even, some telling stories, others letting their feet dangle over, the edge soaking in the cool breeze. Jesus had spent the whole day teaching. Crowds pressed in from every direction, parables, healings, blessings. He poured himself out for the people. As the sun began to sink, he turned to his disciples and said, "Let us go over to the other side." They obeyed without question. After using, most of them were seasoned fishermen. The lake was familiar. The boat was sturdy. The water seemed friendly. But faith is not measured in calm water. As night fell, the wind began to change. The breeze picked up, then twisted. Dark clouds rolled in, sudden and heavy. Before they could even process it, they were in the middle of a violent storm. Waves slammed into the boat with terrifying force. Water poured in faster than they could bail it out. The wood creaked. Thunder cracked like the sky was being torn open. Lightning flashed, and for a second at a time, their eyes could see the fear in each other's faces. This wasn't a small squall. This was a storm designed to break them. They did everything they knew how to do. They adjusted the sails, shifted the weight, yelled commands. But the waves didn't listen. The wind didn't care. Their strength began to fail, and fear took over. And that's when someone remembered, "Where is Jesus?" They looked toward the back of the boat. There he was, laying on a cushion, sleeping in the middle of this chaos, while they were drowning. One of the disciples, maybe Peter, shouted above the storm, "Teacher, don't you care that we're perishing?" It wasn't just a question. It was a cry of desperation, a question many of us have asked when life falls apart. Don't you care? Why are you silent? Why does it feel like you're sleeping? Jesus opened his eyes, slowly. He stood, not hurriedly, not shaken. And as he faced the raging storm, there was something in his gaze, something unshakable. He looked at the sea, not as a man terrified by nature, but as the one who made it. And then he spoke. 3 words. "Peace, be still." Immediately, as if creation recognized its creator, the winds dropped. The waves flattened. The air went still, from thunder to silence in a heartbeat. The disciples stood frozen, their lungs still full of panic. But now, nothing moved except their awe. They had seen him heal the sick. They had heard him teach with authority. But this was something deeper. "Who is this?" they whispered to each other. "Even the wind and the waves obey him." This story is not just history. It is a mirror. Because every one of us faces storms, not on the Sea of Galilee, but in our lives. Storms of loss, storms of doubt, storms of sickness, heartbreak, rejection. Storms of mental battles, storms that don't show on our faces but rage inside our souls. And in those storms, we panic. We cry out, "Jesus, where are you? Why aren't you fixing this? Don't you care that I'm drowning?" And sometimes we don't hear him. Sometimes, like the disciples, we find him seemingly asleep. But this story reminds us of something critical. Jesus was always in the boat. He wasn't watching from the shore. He wasn't sending encouragement from a distance. He was right there, with them, in the middle of the storm, even in his silence. He was present. Even in their fear, he was near. Even when he hadn't yet spoken, his authority had not changed. And maybe that's what faith truly is. Not the absence of storms, not the guarantee that things won't get scary, but the deep-rooted trust that he is with us, especially when it feels like he isn't. Sometimes the storm doesn't stop right away. Sometimes the waves keep crashing and our prayers feel unheard. But Jesus doesn't panic, he doesn't forget. His timing is not always ours, but his presence is always faithful. And let's be honest, there are moments we doubt, moments we Question. Moments we wonder if he's listening. But here's the miracle. The one who calmed the sea with 3 words can calm your heart with 1 whisper. Peace. Maybe your storm is stress. Maybe it's loneliness. Maybe it's a broken relationship, a wandering child, or a body that won't heal. Whatever it is, Jesus is still speaking. Peace, be still. He might not change your circumstances overnight, but he can anchor your soul. He can give you breath when anxiety tightens your chest. He can give you rest, even while the winds blow. So the next time the storm rises, remember this. Don't ask, "Where is God?" Ask, "Is he still in my boat?" And the answer will always be, yes. If he's sleeping, trust that he will wake. If he's quiet, trust that he is still working. If the boat rocks, trust that it will not break because he is in it. Let this story strengthen you. Let it remind you that even your most hopeless nights are not beyond his reach. Let your fear become your faith, and let your storm become your testimony, because the winds still know his name, and the waves still bow when he speaks. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Faith Light Stories. Each week, we bring God's word to life through powerful storytelling, because his voice still calms every storm. Thank you for listening. May his peace be with you always.